You know, living inside ain't so bad. I mean, I got everything I need to sustain myself. Except food. How could I forget food? Oh, this is just awful. I can't live without food. I mean, what even is food? I don't know how it's made. Calm down, Tom. You gotta think, you gotta relax. If I don't think about food, I'll never go hungry. Simple as that. I can just sit here and play video games all day. I mean, it's not like they have food. Oh my God, they have food!
You ever just look up at the stars on a cool summer night and wonder to yourself, man, if only I can just taste the cake from Mario 64. Video games often do this thing where they take food, something already fucking great and delicious and wonderful, and make it into something look even better. When growing up, I always loved the way a hot dog or a hamburger was drawn in cartoons and video games. I may not have liked them in the real world, but in cartoons, that shit looked like sex. On a palm tree. In Hawaii. Weirdly enough, it's hard to talk about what makes food and gaming look so good without getting into the specifics.
Because generally, food in games is no different than food in real life. When you get hungry, you don't think of, yeah, I just want food. No, you think of the specifics. You think of a steak. You think of a burger. You think of a vegan option. Because food is a beautiful, complex system that I think is represented in a lot of games.
This is probably an easy one to start off with, but Breath of the Wild is a beautiful game with a beautiful art style, and that can be seen everywhere within the game. It can also be seen within the food you collect and make. Breath of the Wild not only makes the food good looking, but it makes the process of making food fun. First, you gotta collect the ingredients, and it's really cool to find new items for a possible recipe. Second, while you can use trial and error to find out these recipes, you can also go out of your way to find them from things like a diary or a side quest. Lastly, when you be making the food, you get this nice little jingle and food dance. It's cute and fun and amazing, and I love it. And then you get your food, and it can look so fucking good, you'd want it in real life. Or it can look so fucking bad that the game has to censor it out so you don't jump out of your window crying like a little baby bitch boy.
Nintendo seems to like the whole food idea because they have it in a lot of games. Like a lot of games. Like look at these. It's so many games with food in it. It's Mario Odyssey. I like this game.
The Paper Mario series is well known for its crippling demise that keeps lingering with promise but never fulfills the void in my heart for a new game that has the same quality as the first three. But it also has food in it. The first three games has a cooking system where you can mix and match certain items and make food. The food would help you in battle, but something about the way each new dish was drawn made my mouth water.
It looks so good.
What was really cool about this system is that you were cooking up normal items like mushrooms and getting these really nice dishes out of it. It was probably the most impactful in Super Paper Mario. The kitchen was really important in that game, and it gave you some of the best healing items. As the series grew, so did the art style and overall beauty of each dish. And Sticker Star had nothing because it was dumb, stupid, and adopted. Color Splash, on the other hand, though, did something cool. It had food.
And you see, this is why your younger brother gets more time from me.
You fought food and you used food to attack, and while the Wii U has the same amount of horsepower as a non-time machine DeLorean, it was still able to pump out some great looking graphics. And weirdly enough, the food always was the best looking thing. This kind of thing was also in Pikmin 3 as well, but I never played that game enough to really see it. In Color Splash, you can grill a steak, and it looks so fucking sexy, it hurts. This game made me sexually attracted to food. That's a sin on every account. It's one of the reasons why Color Splash gets a little bit more credit from me. The food just overall is spot on, and you can't deny that it's a bit funny that you get to fight a lemon.
But that's all Nintendo stuff, and I talk a lot about Nintendo stuff, so how about this time, I don't do that.
Final Fantasy is a game that I haven't played, but if you do a quick search on Google, you'll find that, oh! The food looks so fucking good! Now, I might not have played this game at all, but the food in this game just it's beautiful, it looks amazing, it looks fucking good! I love it! What makes these foods look really appetizing is the fact that they look real. They got the shine, they got steam, and the plating is just a chef's kiss away from making me come. Okay, that's gross, I'm not using that. They even got cup noodles, and like in real life that looks gross, but somehow they made it look great in this game. I would eat it, but I can't, because it's a bunch of computer coding and it's not real food.
But all these games are games where you press a button and that food's made for you. You know, they don't have this complex little thing where the whole game is focused on food, you know? And sometimes I want that. Sometimes I want a game where I can just make the food. And sometimes I want that game to also mine Bitcoin with my Switch too.
I talked about Cooking Mother before, but surprise, surprise, she came out with a new game that had some controversy. But controversy or not, I never talked about how the food actually looked in these kinds of games, and well, I mean, they're alright. Cooking Mama always had a style that made the food look like Play-Doh, and while that can be seen as an accomplishment, I never wanted to eat Play-Doh. In fact, I wouldn't even know what that tastes like.
No, it's bad. That's bad.
How do you fuck up how the food looks in a cooking game? I mean, Cookstar is all about posting your dishes to your 6 friends because that's where you get all your validation from. I find it ironic that the cooking games have worse looking food than in normal games that don't have food as a main focus. This is something I forgot to mention before because I didn't really realize it until I started comparing things. When your main focus is on the food, wouldn't you want it to look the best it can? I get going for a certain style, but to be honest, the graphics in the newest Cooking Mama game almost look no different from the older titles on the Wii. Speaking of the Wii, there is a game from my childhood that happens to have food in it. Yes, a gaming masterpiece. Yes, based on the hit Nickelodeon movie, Barnyard was released on both the GameCube and Wii, and as someone who has spent hours on it with my sister, I'd say that it's a fairly decent game. Now, this is a game all about playing as a mutated freak of nature, but surprise, surprise, it has food in it. Sometime in the game, you get to create food with pig on the side of a barn.
Yes, because nothing screams exotic food more than a pig cooking in a dirty kitchen. Why am I spinning?
Now, from what I remember, it wasn't always that easy creating food in this game. You had to find the recipes on rocks, and even then, they wouldn't always have the recipes on them. Doubling on the fact that there are also drinks that you can make at night when the barn is in party mode. In terms of looks, well, I mean, they have the Play-Doh aesthetic from Cooking Mama, but here it feels a bit more stylized, and it didn't look that bad. Except for when you made slop, that looked gross.
That's all about bringing food from the real life into a video game. What if I wanted to, take my hand, reach through the screen, and pull out food from the video game? Bring that into the, do a little Uno reverse card, if you will.
While it can't be that easy, a lot of people do go out of their way to make these beloved foods and make them real. Food from Breath of the Wild, Red Dead Redemption, and even Portal get the treatment. And yes, all of this is from Binging with Babish. Shut up, I love him. But there is one thing from one game that I've always wanted, ever since I was a kid. I would think about this day and night. I would wonder how it would taste and how it would look in the real world. It was rewarded for beating the King of Evil and restoring a castle to its original state. And although I'd been through my adventure and I was given a cake I couldn't eat, Super Mario 64 was the first time I wanted to eat something that simply didn't exist. So that's why I'm gonna make it with my friend Andy. Hello, welcome to my racist, stereotypical Italian bakery, Mamma Mia Pizzeria. I'm allowed to say that I'm part Italian. Today, you see this divine dish right here? We're not making that, we're making this one. From Mario. I'm here with my co-host. No, you gotta you come up.
Oh, hi.
I'm definitely screwing up the lore with this one.
I almost killed him.
Sir, what is your opinion on politics today?
I agree.
Oh, we licked the spatula.
No, we can't use it.
All right, let's get started with the buttercream. So we need half a cup of unsalted butter.
Unsalted. I thought this was a pack of cigarettes. It's not.
Down the hatch.
Don't. Oh, okay.
We said it was gonna be the Mario 64.
Am I eating it? I'm gonna put the microphone on the butter now.
Cream room temperature butter with hand mixer. What? Or a wooden spoon until smooth and fluffy.
If it says hand mixer, I'm using my hands.
You're not using your hand.
I'll wash them. No corona here.
Oh, we should do that.
Yeah, we should probably wash our
We should probably wash our hands. Wait, give me a funny object to clip this to.
Oh. Clip it to a knife. This is gonna be really dangerous.
This is a good idea.
I'll just beat it with my fist. How does that sound?
Who's your dad? Perfect.
We're ready. This is so stupid. Okay, now what you gotta do is beat it like a redheaded stepchild named Annie.
You're not redheaded.
The butter is though. That looks smooth and fluffy. That smells really good.
Right? I kind of just want to eat the butter.
We'd probably die of cholesterol in 10 minutes, so.
Best 10 minutes of my life. Let's go.
Hey kids, remember, if you want to make vanilla ice cream, just drink this and shit it out.
Don't tell kids to drink that.
Hey kids, if somebody emails you about being an Arabian prince and he has a lot of money for you, he's not lying.
Why would he be lying? Who lies on the internet?
Okay, this smells wonderful.
Okay, we gotta pour in the milk.
You need to beat it in more, you know?
I'm too gentle.
Yeah, I know you're too gentle. That's why I'm doing it.
That's why my wife divorced me back in '87.
Remember?
Oh my god.
That was a joke, to be clear.
You know when you have that like that one friend who's just like he'll be doing something like this and just be like, "Friend, come over here."
Okay.
Now we're doing it by hand. Oh, we're dumb.
Do you have a whisk? Then why are we using a wooden spoon?
Oh, this is the bowl the batter's supposed to go into. Oops!
In case you missed it. We're using the wrong bowl.
I've never cracked eggs before.
You've never cracked. You've never.
Well, since wait, hold on. Heir to the throne, bruh. So it's just like a little like.
Just a little. You did it with one hand for your first time. Oh, that one went poorly, Mom. I'm gonna add a little more milk.
Go ahead. Listen, Andy, just remember, if you fuck up the buttercream fucks up you.
See, you might be thinking I added too much milk, and you're probably right.
It just occurred to me that I forgot to spray the pan down.
Oh.
Here we go. It's fine.
It's not fine, but it's fine.
No, it's fine. How bad is it gonna be?
It's gonna be pretty bad.
So while that bakes and that happens, we're gonna cut and wait until the cakes are done. We did it. I'm shooting this on my phone because the camera ran out of memory. But we did it. Look at that. It's you got Mario up there. You got the roses. You got
Roses?
Yeah.
Them bitches are strawberries.
They got strawberries. I would say this is a success on all accounts.
Yeah. Awesome.
No, I don't really like cake.